Hi, this is Kate from Izzalicious Designs, and today I'm going to show you how to make a piece of bacon to go with our eggs. You're going to need two colours, a reddish colour, a reddish brown, and a tan. And I'm using Lucky Loom Red and Lucky Loom Tan. My tan are actually a silicone band, which I'm not too fond of. I prefer the rubber, they stretch nicer, but never mind. So I'm going to put my bacon and eggs out the way there. We're going to start by our loom is going to be in the standard configuration. So all the columns are going to be the same height. The open part of the peg is facing towards you, or the arrow if you have an arrow on your loom. I hope you do. Double banding. Take two bands and place them on the pegs together as if they were one. And we're going to do our first three like that. Now we're going to do red all the way nearly to the bottom of the loom. We're going to finish a little bit before the bottom of the loom. Oops, I'm being a fumble fingers again. So at this point I'm stopping, and I will curve into the centre. Let's do the same on the other side. Curve into the centre. Now let's lay some tan bands. I have to say the silicone bands, while they're tighter and more difficult to work with, they actually do last longer than the rubber bands. You'll find that rubber bands will, after a period of time, start to disintegrate, and silicone do not. So while they are more difficult to work with, they do have a longer life. So I'm going to do two here, and then the last two here are going to be red, like that. I'm going to put an end cap on the end here, single red, wrap it once and twice around my hook, and pop that on the end. Now my crossover bands, I'm going to take a single red, figure 8, twist it and make a figure 8. I'm going to miss this first row and go to the second. Then I'm just going to place them normally. I'm not going to twist them, they're just normal across the peg like this. We're going to go back and do a bit of fancy footwork. Now here, second to last, twist, figure 8, loop it on itself and place there. Now the way to make it look wavy, we're going to skip this first row, move down to here, and we want these two rows here. So we're going to take that crossover band off. We're going to unhook these bands, and we're going to put end caps on those three pegs. So take a single, wrap it twice, and place on here. Same for this one. Place on here. I'm going to use a tan band for the middle. Oops. Let's try that again. There we go. Dig down past the crossover, the end cap, and grab the two bands at the bottom and loop up, and then push down. Same for the other two columns. Loop up, and push down. Loop up, and push down. Now we're going to replace the bands that we just looped up. So take two red and you place them between these two pegs and another 2 red, and place between these 2 pegs. We're going to do the same with the tan, just for the 2 that we looped up already, like that, and then for the red on the other side. Fancy footwork comes in. We're going to, if you have a look here, you can see that you've got the ones that you looped in. There's the end cap. You're going to lift the end cap up over the 2 bands there, just how we do the hair at the back of our figures, like that. That's going to link that in. Then we place our other bands back on, like normal, and don't forget we need to have the crossover bands that we had removed. So we need a crossover band between here and here, if you can see, otherwise we're going to lose it. Now we did a figure 8 and a loop, so let's do the same, and then we did a normal and another normal, like that. That's one bit of twist to it. Let's move down and let's do the same. So we've left a couple of spaces, we'll do the same here. So we're going to take this one off, unhook these, let's put an end cap on each of these. So there's one end cap, there's 2 end cap, 3 end cap. Let's loop up, 1 space, 2 space, push down, loop up, oopsie, 1 space and 2 space, and push down, and one more time, and push down. We're going to replace the bands that we just used. So 2 red from here to here, and from here to here, 2 tan from here to here, and here to here, 2 red, and another 2 red. We're going to place a crossover band and a crossover band, but before we do anything for this one, we're going to dig down, grab the end cap and pull up. Okay, then we replace these bands, and don't forget the end cap of the crossover for here. Alright, we're going to dig down and find the top 2 bands. These are these 2 here. So dig down, find the top 2 bands and loop up. The next top 2 and loop up, and the last 2 loop across. Push things down. Now when you get to the spot that, let's see if I can, there we go, that has already got a layer underneath. So for example, we know that this has already got a layer. We're going to loop this one up, loop this one up. Now you can see that there's already a layer. We just want these 2 top bands, okay? So if you're finding it difficult to find them, pull them out to one side, okay? And then it's easy to find them. So that just the top 2 bands and loop up, or just do 1 band at a time if that makes it easier for you, okay? But we're just doing the top 2 bands, and then dig down and find the bottom 2 as normal. We're going to be coming up to doing that again here. dig down, you're finding the top 2 bands, not the crossovers though. Okay, there's the top 2, there's 1, oopsie, 1 and 2. Make sure you push past the crossovers, and there's 2 there. Then you're going back to the bottom 2. Center one side, the other side. I think this just looks a little bit nicer than just having a flat piece of bacon. You can do just a flat piece of bacon, but I think that looks a bit boring. If you want to do just the flat piece of bacon, you just wouldn't add the bumps to it. Reclaim the end of your band and take the first 2 up, over and off, and tie off. I use a hook to help me take things off my loom, especially when I have multiple layers. Take it off your loom, stretch it into shape. Now we're going to take our hook and push it through the middle here and grab those tie-off bands and pull them back with us through the center to hide these tie-off bands in our creation. If I can do that, that would be nice. There we go. Pull those tight. Go through a couple more, like so. And those are the bumps in our bacon, which make it look like it's crisped up and curled up. And there we have bacon and eggs. Yum, now I'm hungry. Hope you enjoy making. Take care.